Okay, I'm back. I've come up with a pretty good solution for my hydraulic battery grounding and my quick disconnect. And it's a very simple solution. I didn't have to cut through my floorboard to ground it. I have my ground cable coming from the trunk to underneath my seat. And underneath my seat, I put a quick disconnect. And then from that quick disconnect, I had to ground it. And I had to find a good ground. And I know the frame is a good ground. But I didn't want to cut a hole through my floorboard and through my carpet to run that big fat welding cable, my ground cable. So what I did was, see this stud right here? This bolt? That's a bolt that's to my seat. That's one of my seat bolts. See? Two there, two here. So I connected the ground to this, and I ran the cable all the way over here to the frame. So you can see it's bolted to the frame. Now that's a good solid ground. You know, it's threaded. You know, that hole through the frame there is tapped. It's a tapped hole. Even though you see paint here, I didn't have to grind the paint off because the threads are the ground. And so this bolt is going through these the threaded hole in the frame. So that's good ground. Good solid ground. Yep. This right here is one of my well, this is the front to back holes for my front cylinder. Well, one of them. I have another one over there. But yeah, that's what I did. And let's go on the inside. Let's show you what it looks like here. See, that's the other end. And then from there, my quick disconnect. Okay? That's my quick disconnect. And that's going up underneath the seat here. There's a little where the carpet overlaps. I was able to run it out there, and it's up underneath the carpet. It's running up underneath the carpet. It's right here. You can't even see it, or you can't feel it. It doesn't show. Comes out through here, up into the trunk. There it is. Bam. And I'll run it up. Here it is. This is going to go right here. Yes. So there it is. Okay, as you can see here, these are the brackets for my battery rack. I had to cut through the trunk to bolt these brackets to the frame. Here's the frame, and the brackets. See how I had to cut these holes. Now I have to fix these holes. I don't want any dust or water or anything coming up through the bottom into the trunk, so I'm going to fix this. All right, this is the after shot. See, I completely sealed those holes. What I did was I put some rubber over the bracket. I cut the rubber out 1 inch, which is the size of the bracket tubing there, and I slid it over it, and I used some 3M spray adhesive, some pretty good stuff. And then I just glued it down with that adhesive. It's going to work fine. All this will be covered up with carpet as well. Also maybe some sound deadener. So it's sealed. I use rubber because the rubber is flexible. Since this car will be doing three-wheeling and all that kind of stuff, you never know, the trunk may shift a little bit. That's why I cut the holes a little bit oversized to give it some some free space to move around with the frame and the body and all that, hopping up and down and three-wheeling. And this rubber is flexible, so it's all good. There we go.
What?
I see I covered up the holes.
You take it out? Where's the
Right
one?
here. You see? I had cut out holes so my battery rack, so the brackets can come up through the trunk, and then I cut the holes oversized to make plenty of room, and I put these rubber this rubber over it to cover the hole so no moisture and dirt and dust will come up into the trunk. And so see, I put these rubber pieces. This is some real thin rubber pieces. They're about 1/16 of an inch thick or so, and I use some adhesive spray to secure it down. And I'm going to do the same thing to this side. As you can see, you see the hole down there. You see the hole.
Oh yeah.
You see?
I can see.
You can see the hole down there, and that's not good. I don't want the hole. I don't want no dust and stuff coming up. So that's why I had to take the batteries out. I cleaned the batteries. I cleaned my battery rack. Now I'm getting ready to put the batteries back in.
What did you do?
Okay, this is what we have so far. I have my solenoids right here. I have 9 solenoids. A set of 3 for each pump. 3 for each pump. And I have, as you can see, I wired up my switch box. Well, it's not a box, it's just a switch panel. And yeah, this is the switch.
Did you try it? Not yet.
No, not yet. I'm setting it up. And as I wired it up, I labeled my wiring so I know which is which, in case I have to take things apart or whatever, or track. If I have to track a wire down or whatever, I labeled everything. And also, you can see that I ran my switch cord. I ran it to this. This is a terminal block. So I labeled the wires on this end as well. As they come out of my wire cord, I labeled every one of them. And you can see I connected these wires to the bottom of this terminal block. And then, and the reason why you want to do this is in case you have to take things apart. It's easier to take your wires apart from right here. You just unscrew it, and then you can take your wires apart rather than, having to go through a whole lot of hassle. And so this just makes your wiring easy when you set up a terminal block. Mm-hmm. And so the wires from here are going to go to my dumps, and there's going to be one going to the battery, my 24-volt battery, and I already have that one ran. This right here is my terminal for the 24-volt, and it goes up underneath here, and this is it right here. I got it zip tied right here, and it goes up underneath the batteries. It's connected right here. That's it. See that? Screw that down. Now I'm getting ready to put my pumps back up here. I'm going to mount them, and then I'm going to run my wires from here to the dumps and to the solenoids. and then we'll be back.
You didn't type it.
Yes. Then I'll be back.
What?
And just losing power.
Let me turn off there. Okay. Right now, this is my switch panel, and I have 6 switches. I'm getting ready to wire my switches up. These are all my switches. I have 6 switches here.
Panel?
They're all going to get mounted in here like this. And then after I mount them, I got to wire them. I have to wire them up. I found a wiring diagram right here online, as you can see. I went to CCE Hydraulics, and they have a wiring diagram for 6 switches. And that's exactly how I'm going to do it. This right here is a terminal bar. My wires from my switches. This is the wire that's going to be connected to these switches, and then this is going to run all the way underneath my carpet and to my trunk. And then the other end of this wire, these wires are going to be connected to here. 1, 2. I'm going to connect them into here, and then this side, the wires are going to come out, and they're going to be connected to the battery and the solenoids. Yes. So that's what I have here. Let me show you my solenoids. I finally figured out how my pumps are supposed to be connected and how many solenoids I need. The kit that I had bought, the hydraulic kit that I bought, came with 9 solenoids. 3 solenoids for each pump. I have 3 pumps. And I was thinking that I may have to add more solenoids, and I bought more solenoids. Turns out I don't need any more. These 9 solenoids is all I need to activate these pumps, and then I have to configure it to my switches to activate the pump that I need to activate at any given moment. So here's my solenoid setup right here. See, I have 9 solenoids.
Today or yesterday?
3 pair of 3s. I just finished wiring them up today. Yes, I see how I got them connected, wired up. And my pumps are going to be mounted on here as well. This is going to go back right here. Right here. That's where this is going to go. Pumps are going to go right up there. So I have my batteries all connected. I'm good to go. So now I just have to do all the wiring. I have to run my switch wires and my ground, and then we'll be in business. It's getting there.
What did you do, sir?
Okay. This is what I'm doing. See these? These are my battery connectors. And as you can see, I've been connecting them positive to negative, positive to negative. I made these. Go like this. Connecting my batteries. See, the black is the negative, red is the positive. So that's how you connect these batteries in series to increase the voltage.
Not yet.
I'm not finished yet, no. But yeah, I have 2 banks of batteries. This side is already finished.
Oh, you did here.
Yeah, that side is connected.
2, 4, you have 5?
And 6.
6?
6 over there and 6 over here.
Oh, 12.
12 batteries.
Connecting the batteries.
This is my solenoids, but I'm gonna put more solenoids on the other side of this. I got 9 solenoids here. I'm gonna put 9 solenoids on this side as well. I've been since I last recorded video on what I'm doing here, I made changes. I've had to think about it, how I'm going to do this. So this whole process is dynamic. It's constantly changing on how I'm going to set it up. The first time that I explained everything to you, it was wrong. It was completely wrong.
Really?
Yes, it was wrong.
But that's okay.
But that's okay. It's getting better. It's a work in progress. You know, I got to figure this stuff out myself. I do a little research, but I'm figuring it out. And it's taken some deep thought, but I finally got it down pat. When I finally get everything connected, you'll see, and I'll explain how I'm connecting. I started off with the ideal of just connecting, but I have 9 solenoids here. I started off with an ideal of connecting like 10 solenoids, but that was wrong.
Oh.
And then I thought about 9, and then I put it down on paper on how I'm going to wire it up to my pumps and my switches, and that was wrong. Come to find out, I'm going to need 12 solenoids to get everything to work the way that I want it to work. I want front, back, side to side, and corner to corner. And I have 3 pumps here, so it's going to take a lot of solenoids to make that happen. I got it figured out.
Okay.
I'll be back and I'll show you more.